Hey guys, and welcome to Piano Shack with me, Owly. Let's do some viewer mail.
Come on, baby.
Okay, the first one from Suranishan S. He says, "Hi Mr. Woody, I'm one of big fans of your YouTube page and just wanted to make a stand with a display to view lyrics, same as your S970 system. Currently, I am having a 970 as well. So could you please guide me? What is the most suitable screen size to purchase? I'm also purchased an AX48 Pro, that's the ultimate support keyboard stand. I was interested on your review of it. Hope your response on me. Thank you." Okay, Siranishan, is that an Indian name? I'm guessing, I'm not sure. Now, he's curious about the external monitor that I attached to my Yamaha PSR-S970. Now, it was quite difficult to get a display that was compatible with the S970 because it outputs on a rather strange resolution. And I found that a lot of screens, or at least many of the screens that I tried, didn't display it correctly. They'd either show a tiny little image in the middle of the screen, which was a bit of a waste of time, or they would stretch it in a way that made the text unreadable, so it wasn't really very optimal. But I tried a couple of screens and eventually got one to work. But I'd say that the ultimate size, the optimal size, is probably 19-inch. Any bigger than that, then it gets ridiculous. And I ended up with a 24-inch, just because that's what I could find locally. I actually scoured through some second-hand announcements, some second-hand ads, and picked up a screen that was quite close to me for very, very cheap, $20 or $30. But I did take the Yamaha with me and connected it to the screen before I bought it so that I could be sure that it would work. So you probably need to try a few different screens to get one that works. But ask around, check with your friends. Maybe they have old 19-inch screens that they are getting rid of as they upgrade to a larger screen on their PC. Thankfully, these screens are very plentiful and very, very cheap. Okay, another message here from Yanis. He says, "Hi, I really like your videos because I have too kept all my hardware synths and enjoy them. What's your suggestion in recording synths in order to have clear max signals via a certain preamp you use or directly on your interface?" Well, what I choose to do is I connect the synthesizer most often directly to the inputs on my PC sound card. I have an M Audio 2496. It's a cheap, like $100. It's not USB, it's a PCI sound card built into the computer. And I've had that for maybe 15 years. I get a very, very clean signal when I connect my synths directly to that. But just be careful that, of course, you don't overload the inputs with too much volume. So you've got to be careful there. Adjust the level of the synthesizer so you're not clipping the signal, not clipping the input of the sound card. Now, you've also probably seen some of my outdoor videos or videos when I'm here in the lounge and nowhere near my computer. And then what I do is I use my Zoom H4n recorder. And I'll connect the synthesizer directly to the Zoom. I'll record something on there and then transfer the WAV files to my computer. But I record my stuff basically in CD quality. That's good enough for uploading to YouTube. But just watch the signal levels all the time and you'll get good results. Thanks for the question, Yanis. We have another one from John here. Sorry about the slurping. I know it sounds gross through the lavalier mic here. Okay, John says, "Hi Woody, I'm a subscriber of yours on YouTube." Well, thank you very much. "And I enjoy your videos. I was wondering why you sold your Roland FA08. I was thinking about getting one to use in church. I want good piano and organ sounds that won't break the bank. I watched your videos about it and you seemed to like it. However, you didn't keep it. Are there any caveats I should know? Are there better choices in your opinion? I already have a Korg M3 with the Radius add-on soundboard and expanded memory. I would love to use it, but it's just too heavy for me to carry." Yes, it's the 88 key one he has. "Any suggestions or recommendations would be helpful. Thank you." Yeah, John, I understand it might be a pain to lug around a Korg M3 88 keys. I'm not a huge 88 key fan myself. I prefer something a bit more portable. But you want good piano and organ sounds, and I think the Roland FA definitely delivers on those fronts. It's got fabulous piano sounds, and for a rompler, an all-round workstation, it's got really great Hammond organ sounds, I think, as well, and nice Rhodes and electric piano sounds. So I think that would be good in your church band. So you're curious why I sold it? Yeah, absolutely nothing wrong with it, and I liked it a lot. I think it would be my recommendation for a workstation right now. There's even a 73 or a 76 note version they've just released. I think it's the best bang for the buck right now, and a bit of an underrated and overlooked synthesizer for some reason. But yeah, go for the FA. Why did I sell it? Well, I just need to keep circulating the gear so we can keep the channel fresh and lots of new interesting gear to show you. I don't collect or hoard synthesizers, so once I've enjoyed it for a while and done some videos, I usually sell them on and buy something else. That's all. I've sold a great number of the synthesizers that I'm very fond of in recent months, and we'll do a separate video about that because I'd like to keep you updated about what we're doing here. Okay, one from Monim here. A long mail. I'm not sure if it's a question. Let me scan through this. I enjoy your videos, love the way you present, blah, 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 because the way, yeah, it makes you feel like I know you in person and for a long time. Great job on that. Thank you very much. Anyways, I always love the Korg sounds used on many tracks by Nightwish. I don't know them. The M1, N364, Triton, and all. And today, in one of the greatest and happiest days of my life, I got to buy my first workstation, which is the M1. Congratulations, Moni. He says, I'm a guitarist student. The M1 needs the battery replacement thing, and I don't have any MIDI interface at the moment, so I can't try the presets. But I got to create my own presets and enjoy them like hell. Oh, that's great. Well done. You got a lot further than I did. I just used the presets, but you do need a MIDI interface on your PC to transfer them over. He loves the LCD screen, the weight of the keys, the sensitivity and the sounds it has. Yes, it's a magnificent keyboard, I agree. My only complaint is the keyboard's weight. It almost broke my back hauling it into my room. Yeah, I had to carry mine around Stockholm City once, and I was knackered by the time I got it home. I've watched the M1 Wavestation D50 videos for like 1 billion times, so if you noticed any activity from Tunisia, that would be me. I did check actually, and I didn't see any specific activity from Tunisia. You're way down the list, so you're going to have to watch a little bit more. Get your friends to watch as well. So anyway, that's it. Not really a question. Thank you for taking the time to make the videos. Yeah, just wanted to share my happiness with you. Thank you ever so much for the question. I don't tend to read out these letters of praise, but I very much love getting them, and thank you very much for the feedback. You know, the reason I do this channel really is to get feedback from the viewers. If I didn't get any feedback or likes or subscriptions, I would probably feel it's a complete waste of time. So when I do get the positive feedback, I very much appreciate it. And I get my fair share of negative feedback as well, just so you know, but you've got to take the rough with the smooth, I guess. So the next question is from Yvette. Sorry again for the slurps. Your YouTube videos are excellent. Well, I don't know about that. I was hoping you can help me figure out how to transpose on the Roland JD-Xi. In the video, it seems like you just held Shift and then hit another key to change it, but it won't work for me. Is there a menu setting that needs to be applied for it to work? What am I missing? Thank you for your help, Yvette. Yeah, Yvette, this is a great question, and this has come up in the comments as well. As I'm doing my JD-Xi demos, I'm holding down the Shift key and then pressing one of the notes on the keyboard, and that transposes everything to that key, and it's a really nice way to spice up a song and add some variation. But to do that, you need the latest firmware version. You need to have, I think it's 1.5. So go download that from Roland's site and you install it over USB. It was pretty easy to do, and then you get a bunch of new features, including the transpose. So I hope that helps. We have a question from Trevor. And by the way, if you want to participate on the show, and I'd love you to do that, then please send emails to woodypianoshack@gmail.com. You can also reach out to me on Facebook or leave a message on my YouTube channel. That all works. And by the way, another thing, I've been kind of away from home and away from the computer quite a bit over the summer, so I have not been able to respond to all of the comments on YouTube as I normally try to do. I'm lagging behind a bit there and it's impossible to catch up. So I apologise if I haven't been able to respond to you, but I do read every single comment I get and every single mail. But now when I came back from my holidays, it was quite difficult to get up to speed and keep up with what's been going on. But just resend it if you think I've missed your message and I'll take it in the next show. Okay, back to Trevor's question. He says, nice stuff, Woody. My own vintage collection comprises of just two Casios, the VL Tone, an early classic, if only for one specific rhythm, and the PT20. I bought that new thinking it was the VL Tone. Duh. But your videos are tempting me to bigger things. I fancy one of the Roland XP range myself. Keep up the good work. Trevor, funny you should write that. The VL Tone is one of my grail keyboards. I really want to find one of those. And it's a nostalgic thing. When I was a kid, did that come out in like 1980 or something, 1979? It was like, and if you don't know it, this is the little white Casio keyboard that did the da 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 rhythm, do 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 da, you know, with that little boom 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 drum beats. Yeah. I think you know what I'm talking about. But I so much wanted one of those. It was like a little calculator and a little monophonic keyboard all in one. And it was such a desirable thing. I never owned one, even though I really wanted one. I'm not sure why, but nowadays I'd love to find one of those. And there's even another Casio I want to get hold of. And that's one of the very first sampling keyboards that were affordable. The Casio SK5 or something, perhaps it was called, a tiny little thing with like 1 second sample memory that I used to use on gigs actually in the late 80s, I suppose it was. Trevor, I don't know what the PT20 is. I'll have to Google that later. But yeah, if you want to buy bigger things, then definitely those XP Roland synthesizers are cheap as chips nowadays. No one really wants those early 90s romplers, so you'll get a really good deal. Okay, yeah, I am recording. I just had a heart attack there thinking that the camera wasn't recording. Okay, Alex has a question. We're nearly through these now. Alex writes to me. He says, hey Woody, good work on the YouTube channel, really good videos. On one I noticed you playing Gypsy Woman. Been trying to get that one right for ages and I was wondering if you could send me the MIDI file. I look forward to hearing from you, many thanks in advance. Yeah, Gypsy Woman was one of the tracks I played on my Korg M1 Famous Sounds video. I'm happy to see Korg UK shared that one recently on their Facebook page, so that's awesome. Yeah, I was demonstrating the house music, piano sounds and the famous organ sounds on the M1. We played Gypsy Woman. I don't have the MIDI file, and in fact I played that song not 100% correct either. I was not totally accurate with it, nor was I accurate when I played, what was the other one? Ride on Time, and I got some requests for the MIDI file for that one as well, but I didn't record the MIDI. But what we'll do in the future is we'll do a tutorial on those two tracks because I have got a number of requests for that. So stay tuned, Alex. Okay, a question from Ara. Is that a Norwegian name? I think so. Thanks for all the great videos. They are both very inspirational and informative. I actually ended up adding your videos to my decision base when I was going to replace my old trusty HP 135, Roland HP 135, with a newer instrument and ended up with a Roland FA08. A lovely piece of hardware, albeit requiring some extra... Sorry, Ara, I've chopped off your question. I don't seem to have... I've copied and pasted all the questions into a Word document and I've missed yours, so we'll have to take that in the next episode. What was the question here? I don't remember. I did read the question, but I've forgotten what it was. So, sorry about that. Let's move on to Mark. He says, I've been the proud owner of an original brown DX7 since 2001. You might like to try using car dashboard polish on it, on the silk let's read that again. You might like to try using car dashboard polish on the silk membrane. It worked a treat on mine when I first bought it. I actually think the original one has far more sober appearance purely because of the very flat, straight lines. I learned how to do custom programming with mine within 3 weeks of owning it, but my main concern now is how much longer the filter capacitor on the power supply is going to last. 2 years ago, I had a capacitor blow on an old Casio that was 34 years old and still awaits repair. My DX7 is now the same age. I estimate from the serial number that it is from the late 1984. So this wasn't a specific question to me, but sort of some thoughts, some opinions on this old DX7. And I agree with everything you said. Well, I haven't tried the dashboard polish, but the brown DX7 is such a good looking, fabulous instrument to behold. I really, really love it. Of all the instruments I've had and have come and gone, that's the one that I really should be hanging on to because it is so well built and the lines, it's just so square and boxy and really is built like a tank, and the color and everything, it's just fabulous. The quality of that thing is so industrial. It's a fabulous thing. But yeah, I share your concern about things going wrong with it. These keyboards are 30 to 40 years old now, and that's about the age when the electronic components start to break down, go bad, and to stop working. I see this in another hobby that I'm interested in, which is the old arcade machine, retro computing, collecting scene. When a lot of these power supplies and circuit boards are going bad now, they're just deteriorating, the electronic components. They probably weren't designed to last this long. So to keep all this old equipment running might need some surgery on the circuit board, and I'm not really capable of doing that myself. So I do worry about hanging on to these old instruments a lot. Yeah, it's a bit of a problem there. I anticipate we're reaching the end of life for a lot of these D50, DX7 era instruments now, which is a bit of a shame. In fact, my D50, I noticed after a while, had some unresponsive keys. One of the outputs was slightly hotter than the other. They do deteriorate over time. It's very, very sad. It's an issue. So yeah, that's a very nice comment, Mark, and I agree with you. And now we are at the final question. So here we go. It's a quickie. It's from Iacopo. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrongly. He says, "Dear sir, you are a great expert of sound." I like this guy. "I have micro piano Kurzweil. What is your opinion about this module? Thanks, Iacopo." Now it's funny, Iacopo, I've owned a Kurzweil micro piano. I read the reviews in Sound on Sound and on the internet, and it was supposed to be a pretty high-end sounding piano, and Kurzweil are renowned for having great piano sounds. So I bought one when I saw one second-hand. It's a little rack mounting, a little half-size, half-rack, tiny little module with just one control to select piano sounds. Tried it out, and I was very disappointed. It didn't live up to my expectations after reading the reviews. In fact, I thought it sounded crap. So I kept it for a week and then sold it on. But what I did like about it was the format. It was a tiny little module that just did piano sounds, nothing else. It had one control to select the pianos. So the user interface was great. The form factor was great. But I didn't like the pianos at all. And after a week, I let it go to somebody else. So that's my opinion. I'm sorry. So I'm really sorry if this is your favorite keyboard ever, or if it's the only one you have. And this was 15 years ago, so it's not going to sound much better today. Keep an eye out if you want my opinions on what to get instead. I can't think of any dedicated piano modules, but there are. You can get yourself a Motif rack or a Roland Phantom rack or something, or one of those XV or JV Roland racks, and then you get a bunch of other sounds as well, not just the piano, and I think the piano will be better on those as well. And they're pretty cheap these days. You'll probably get one for just a little bit more than what the micro piano costs. So that's all the mails. Ara, again, I'm very sorry for clipping your message. I'll either answer you offline, or we'll take it in the next viewer mail show. So thanks for watching. Like the video if you liked it. Remember to subscribe. Subscribe if you thought this was interesting and you want to see more. We've got some interesting stuff coming up. We need to conclude our demonstrations of the M1, the D50 and the Wave Station. This is brand new. I bought this just the other day. This is a Fender Mustang guitar amp. We're going to do a little bit more guitar stuff on the channel coming up. But not only that, you probably know that the Fender Rhodes was often played through vintage Fender amps. So I thought it'd be an interesting experiment to plug my Electro into the Mustang and mic it up and see what it sounds like. Does it sound better through the line out and the simulated amplifier, or does it sound better through a real amplifier that's mic'd up? It's going to be very interesting, I think, to find out. So stay tuned for that. What else have we got coming up? We've got some software reviews and lots of good stuff. There's no shortage of things to do. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you again really soon. Cheerio! Ta-da!
Woody piano shot.